So potato, they call it like potato pave. I've seen it called a potato mille-feuille. I've seen it called a potato terrine. I don't really know what it's supposed to be called. It's that whole, I don't know, raised by any other name sort of thing, isn't it? It's pretty gnarly though. So you basically chop down your potatoes real thin, layer them up with some kind of fat on them, season the hell out of them, then cook them really, really slowly, or not really, really slowly, but fairly slowly for a few hours, and then press the hell out of it, like full on squash it down. And then the next day it's like a, I don't know, very solidified thing. Really, really nice, and cut it up into bits and fry it off in another bit of oil or butter or whatever, and honestly it's probably some of the best potato kind of stuff that you're probably going to have. It's really, really nice. So I'm going to make that because I've been enjoying making it myself. Never made it in this thing before, which is what I was supposed to be making it all the time. I'm just going to give it a whirl. So what you want to do, I suppose first, is I need to line this with a bit of parchment paper. Otherwise it's going to be really, really hard to get out properly. So it's the sensible way of doing this. Probably like that, like that. So I'm not very good at this bit. I'll not be very good at any of it for all I know. Well, that'll help me get it off anyway, won't it? That'll be fine. It's a bit wrong, but it's not the worst wrong. So I'll just pop that there, and do another strip to the sides. Cool, that'll work. So I'm just going to dump that there. What I need to do now, you can use any fat you want. Again, I've done this quite a lot, not quite a lot, I've done this about 4 or 5 times, but using duck fat, that was really, really nice. The recipe that I've decided to do today is probably too much cream, is dunking it in cream, basically. I've never done it dunked in cream before. That makes sense, because you can make really good roast potatoes with cream. You can do, well, all sorts of them. It's a fat, same as anything, isn't it? So yeah, cool, we'll just try it with cream. This thing I bought, again, cheap as hell online. If you don't know what it is, then I don't believe you, because everyone knows what it is, but it's called a mandolin. It is a device that lusts for flesh, basically. It's every restaurant I've ever worked in that's had one, at some point I've taken reasonable bits off my fingertips, which has been great fun. Yeah, so we'll give it a go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to peel the potatoes a bit, and then I'm going to mandolin them probably a couple at a time into this cream, just give them a little toss in the cream so that they don't start to oxidise or anything. You kind of want to get them in this thing, that thing, pretty neatly really, so I'm going to need to cut them about as rectangular as I can. I'm going to lose a bit of potato on that, obviously, which I suppose is a little bit wasteful, but depends how much is coming off. If there's loads coming off, then I'll just roast them up and then smash them into bits and have them like a bubble and squeaky kind of thing, or some kind of corned beef hash dealio, I suppose. Should have got a rubbish bag, didn't do that. This is a very last minute video. This is kind of spur of the moment thing, because didn't really have an idea of what to do. I've got a massive list of things to do, but I didn't have anything set in my head. And then I cooked some wicked tacos the weekend just gone, like pork shoulder, that I'd braised for ages and then flashed up quite hot on a barbecue, and they were really, really nice. And I was like, man, should I do that again? But I don't want to. I've already cooked it this week, so I'm not doing it again. That's how my brain works. I'll just take the edges off of this thing a minute. You're never going to get it full on right without ending up with zero potato, and I don't want that, but this will probably get me close enough. That one's quite a rectangle. They should do rectangular potatoes. That's the next idea for the capitalist hellscape. Just give me a potato that's right. I could probably get them in Japan, actually. Probably order them. All the Milans. So I'm going to try and see if I can just do it straight into this, which should save me a bit of fucking around. Cool. So you kind of need one of these to get it thin enough, right? Shooting off the end, that's even funny. But if you do have one, man, like, we never used to use the guard when we were in kitchens because we were in too much of a rush. And you do get a bit of wastage like that, but they are just shooting off the end. That was pretty pointless. But yeah, you really do want to use the guard because it's pretty sucky when a nice slice of your skin comes off. Well, I don't need to waste all my time recording all of this because I'm just going to be doing this for the next sort of 20 minutes. So yeah, check it out in a second when I've fast forwarded through time for you. So I'm such a nice man. Cool, so they're all sliced now. I've got my twat gloves on. But I really don't like the feel of all this sort of thing against my skin all the time. Again, I think it's a bit of a brainworm's trait of me. So yeah, I'm going to do it with these gloves on. I'm just giving them a good mix around to make sure the potatoes split out a bit, or separate out a bit in the cream. Cool, alright, that's looking alright for me. Okie dokie, so I'm just going to brush it. I should have brushed it first probably with a bit of this melted butter because that would help it stick to the actual pan, but fuck it, it's going to stick in there when the potatoes are in there for sure, innit? So anyhow, just give it a little brush with some melted butter. Do else? Cool, and I'm going to try and layer it up. I want to keep it as like single layer? Well, lots of layers, but I want to keep it as like kind of flat as possible and as up to the sides as possible, hence the cutting them into like little rectangular bits at the start. So this is a fiddly and prolonged job. You ain't going to be doing this every day for dinner, you know? But much like the other stuff, I suppose, when you've got someone special coming around or you want to cook something nice, like something a bit fancier, then this is probably the one. Well, I suppose what I'm going to have to do, you can tell I've not done this loads of times before, I'm going to have to just make sure that they butt up against the edges on the overlap, because they're not perfect rectangles, because they're potatoes. And every couple of layers, I'm just going to throw on like a little bit of thyme and a fair bit of salt and some pepper. I say a fair bit, I don't know how much. But potatoes bear quite a lot of salt usually. Oh, that's nice. Bird boys in there. Okay. It's a fiddly job, isn't it? It's the kind of thing you want child labour for, really. You've got little nimble hands. Very useful. Right, cool. So, I mean, we'll call that one layer kind of thing, right? So what I'm going to do now... Oh, I'm going to get shit everywhere. I hate when this sort of stuff. I don't like getting dirty hands. Give it a little blast of salt. I won't do that much salt every layer, I think. Whack a bit of pepper on. Put a nice bit of thyme on. Thyme's a good herb, man. Thyme's a good solid, relatable herb. And then just repeat that until you've filled it up. So, I mean, you don't want to see all of that particularly. I'm just going to come back to it when I've done most of it. But sick. So that was basically best part of a 2 kilo bag of tomatoes. It wasn't tomatoes at all. It was almost 2 kilos of Maris Pipers. I've obviously got these bits of trim in here that I'm going to keep. So whatever weight that is, I ain't got a clue. Maybe 1.5 kilos it's used in total. So I've also got 4 small potatoes that I'm going to keep for something else. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to whack this last bit of melted butter on top just because it's there and it ain't going to cause it no harm. I'm ashamed to leave it go to waste. whatever. And I'll give it a last little bit of salt and pepper on top. Cool. Cool. And then I'm just going to wrap this over. I'm going to put it in the oven for about 150 degrees, probably for about 2 hours or so, but I basically want to be able to stick a little skewer or something through it, and it wants to all be dead soft, and that's when I'll take it out, and that's when I'll start to press it. I think it's going to be good though. Cool. So that's had 2 hours now at 150 in the oven. Just over 2 hours really, but not enough to matter. So goosey. Looking pretty decent. Cool, and the important bit is how soft is it? Soft as all hell. Cool, so that's ready then. So what I'll do, I'm just going to whack this back over. Fuck, I might as well need to put it all on it as well, to be honest. Now I kind of need to leave it out here to cool down a little bit before I put it in my fridge, obviously. Also, what I need to do is start pressing it. So I've got this that I made earlier, a Blue Peter. I cut a bit of cardboard out of an Amazon box. Sorry, I do use Amazon sometimes. Anyway, and then I wrapped it in tin foil, and then I'm going to put it on the top like that. So now I have anything else that fits exactly. That can go on there to spread the weight of stuff. And then you can either like put a load of tins on top of it or whatever if you've got enough tins. That's cool. I don't particularly. I'm going to put that on top of it, and then I'm going to put like a big glass dish on top of it and put it in my fridge, and then put all the other stuff that was on that shelf in my fridge inside the big glass thing. Might put some stuff underneath it. Pray to God it doesn't all fall over and the kids don't wreck it. Just we'll see. That wants to go in your fridge overnight. You can leave it in there for 2 days if you want pressing. Really, really important that you press it down as much as possible overnight in the fridge, because otherwise what happens is when you come to reheat it, like the next time we cook it, it'll just start to fall apart in the pan, and it'll be a nightmare because of all the layers. So you really got to compress the living hell out of it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. Anyway, see when I cook it. This is what I ended up weighing it all down with in the end, just because it's what I had. So I've got a tub of Pave Potatoes honey butter, which is very good. Nice big one. And a little bless this. Got some Heinz Beans pigs in blankets that I bought the other day from Home Bargains because I thought they might be interesting. It says they're made with, you can see it made with Richmond sausages, so you know that's going to be good. Delicious. Yeah, and I put 3 tins on there like that, just so it would kind of like press down evenly. That was the idea anyway, so it's half juicy. I'm going to get some gloves, I think, and then we'll check it out. I like these gloves. These gloves are way too thick for me. I don't know why I've ended up buying these really thick gloves. It's like, oop, I feel fucking thing. Smells good. It's the easiest way for me to do this. Hello. Comes the hot stepper. Fucking potato lump, isn't it, mate? Beautiful. So I'm going to just trim the edges. And I'm going to keep the edges because obviously I want to eat them. like it. Yeah, look at that. Nice. It's pretty decent, right? And there for me to start hitting that. And there for me for my lunch. But it's going to be a lot easier if I just flip the bugger upside down, isn't it? So I can see exactly what I'm trying to cut to. 43 years on this earth, 43 years, and not as smart as I need to be. Often the way, innit? See, even that, if I had a slightly longer knife, I could have gone all the way through in one. Not risk tearing a potato, so if I'd have cut it down in half first, so maybe that's what I should have done. But I didn't. Maybe that's good enough for me. Cool, so I reckon I'll chop that half there. Let's see. I might cut this one into 4 just so that it's a bit quicker to cook for this. Okay, cool. Take one of the 4s. Sweet, say that. So basically what you're going to do now, whack it in a pan. If I was doing it for a nicer dinner, I'd be whacking a bit of clarified butter in there, or ghee, or maybe some beef fat would be pretty wicked. But I'm not doing that, I just need to do it right now. So what I'm going to do is just whack a bit of olive oil in the pan, because that's what I've got a ton of. So yeah, I'm going to do that. I don't ever really use this induction hob inside either, I just use it for my pressure cooker for doing the spores, so I might get the temperatures a bit wonky in this, so I haven't got a clue what to set it on, so I'm just going to have to put it in and just see what happens, isn't it? Precaution to the wind. Right, sounds like it's alright. Basically put it on one side like that and then just leave it the hell alone until it colours up really nicely, and then turn it around. You want to try and get it on all the sides if you can. Because I've cut this a bit too thin on the ends, possibly it's going to be a bugger to stand up, but I'm going to try it out anyway. Probably get it to work, but we'll see. Well, that didn't work as well as I'd hoped, so like I said, haven't used that induction pan much at home, if at all. And what that meant was, I don't really know what temp to cook it on, it was getting weird. That pan is also not very good for putting on an induction hob, it turns out. So I've got this pan, which this pan's like old trusty, this pan cooks on mistakes, everything else like that. I think it was copper or something like that, it's some banging French thing. Some dude years ago put an advert on the local Facebook groups, and he basically got them all off an old French restaurant, and then he got them all and made them look fancy again. And I've had a couple of them ever since. They're really, really cheap. I paid them like 25 quid each or something, I think, and they're absolutely fucking amazing for cooking steaks on. Just the absolute beasts. So this hopefully will work, because again, yeah, I know a little bit more about this pan than I do about that other pan. It's feeling like it's nice. Alright, cool, let's start. It's a bit more on the upper edge, man. Oh yeah, snug it up. And then I wasn't quite happy with the one that I've just done there with the oil. I don't know, I think the colour's not quite what it could be, so I'm just going to do one that I've cut in half and just do it with some butter. Just hopefully that, well not hopefully, that will make it look a hell of a lot nicer. And this is what I would do if I was cooking it properly all the time anyway. Just the way. A little bit of salt on. I'm going to salt them when they're done properly. So I won't put too much on that, just got salt the way through it. What I've noticed as well is I've cut these like a fucking idiot, essentially, because the way they are, you can see the layers that way. When I turn them up, say, onto a plate, and just try and do this one, it's hot. You're not really going to be able to cut that down and get the layers, so I've kind of made it so you actually got sideways layers instead. like a chump. So yeah, cut them on a different angle next time. Here we are, we're all learning, I guess, right? These are some little mini ones. It's time for dinner. Sweet. Right, cool. So I fished them out of the oven. I put them in the oven just, don't know why really. They probably cooked. I put them in at 180 for about 10 minutes just to make triple sure. I'll just show you on close up again. Oh. Cool, eh? And I should have cut them different. I should have cut them fat and on that way, so I had little blocks. Because all I've done is make it really unstable, like a dumbass. But such is life. Yeah, not coming right at least. So yeah, that's like completely the wrong axis potato pave, which is smashing. I'm gonna cut that. It's probably fucked, isn't it? Yeah. Nah, still good. Still good. Looks good. See if it tastes good. That still holds together. Nice. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, that's really good. Ridiculous. Put a little bit of salt in. Nice. And as soon as I accidentally had it in the video earlier on, for ages I didn't realise it. Thanks, I'm not advertising anyone. I'm going to have it with a little bit of Tubby Tom's honey butter, just because I feel like I was mugging him off if I didn't. Oh, it's hot. Not the sauce. The sauce is wet. The potato. Fucking roast them. Damn. Well, nice look then. Look. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Could I do that better? Yeah. Am I going to do it again just for this video? No. The principle's the same. It'll be cool. Nice. Oh, my feet. Nice feet. Nice feet. Cheers.